Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. And today I actually want to bring up something that a lot of creators I feel who review movies and talk about, current events when it comes to movies and stuff like that, what kind of category they fall, and how their channel usually leads once they start to pick up momentum on the channel or they want to get noticed by viewers. And one of my favorite movie reviewers, just movie channels about movies in general, was John Flickinger, who, if those of you don't know, who's a flick pick. He's got over 100,000 subscribers on his channels, and he was very fun, entertaining, very energetic, very wild guy. And recently, he's been taking more and more of a hiatus from YouTube and stuff like that. Whether that be in his new job, because he was doing YouTube for full time when he was for a couple of years ago he was doing YouTube full time, and so now he's not doing that anymore. So now he's got a full time job. As a matter of fact, I believe he's getting married, so congratulations on that, John, if you ever see this, which I doubt it, but congratulations on that. And really, I just wanted to bring up some things that he brought up, and which I'm going to show you the clip right now. So watch that, and I'll get back to you.
Cinema. I love movies. And the weird thing is, the reason I've taken such a hiatus away from YouTube, not only because of all the reasons I gave you at the beginning of this live show, but there's a multitude of reasons. And seeing movies started to become an obligation. And I did not want that. Since I was a stupid little kid, and I mean a stupid little kid, who had a head that was too big for their body, I've always loved movies. I've loved cinema. If I could pick one thing to do as a kid, it would be to go to the movie theater and see the newest movie. That would be, and the next option would probably be like, if I could go to the moon, that would be cool too. But my number one pick was go to the cinema. And with YouTube, every movie I would go see, it's not that I didn't want to see the movie. It just sort of felt like an obligation, because I knew halfway through that film, I'm trying to log all these bullet points in my brain. I'm trying to remember all of these characters and subplots so I can yap about it when I leave the theater or get home. And it took away that magical and mystical experience of going to the cinema. And stepping away from YouTube, it's sort of reinvigorated my love for movies. And keep in mind, I go see every new movie every week. There's a few I skip here and there, and I kind of wait for them to come out on streaming. But I have typically been keeping up with every new movie that has come out.
So yeah, that's what John had to say. And if you notice, there's a couple videos recently on my channel that I've talked about, just because I wanted to talk about them. I have seen quite a few movies the last couple weeks. I've been putting out a bunch of videos. That's just because I've had a break off work. I've been able to actually make stuff. For those of you who are kind of curious, or if you cared at all, who are normal viewers of my channel, a couple months ago, I left my apartment, which I was staying at. I left my apartment and I moved in with my dad. There was an unfortunate things happened there where we had to leave the apartment, and we were forced to stay in this. We've been forced to kind of stay in this hotel, which we've been barely just scraping by. And so he's been staying here and looking for work and everything like that. And I've been working my job, going back and from, and having people help me out, which I'm forever and eternally grateful for that. But I haven't been able to make content. That's why I kind of started the podcast thing with the Real Late podcast thing. Was just because there was times where he was in here or he was just leaving, so I'd get my phone and I record a quick thing. It's like, oh, we'll talk about Roadhouse, and I talk on my phone, and I'll post that. Very easy, quick, and simple. Didn't have to pull out the camera and stuff like that. But now that he's not here, he's been working. I was able to, make videos and talk about movies, which I like to do. I know I don't come off as energetic and stuff like that sometimes, but I do like doing this. It is one of the main reasons which I believe kept me out of trouble, was wanting to get into YouTube and start making reviews and talking about movies and meeting people. Met some amazing people on here, talked with some awesome talents, other creators and everything. And so I've been very lucky in just what little, I wouldn't say success, but what little exposure that I've gotten to some people, and the nice comments and the negative comments. People saying I'm a fat a-hole. I don't know what I'm talking about. My videos are shit. It's like, it is whatever. But making videos and talking about movies, like you probably see movies on my channel that I've reviewed, and you'll see like, oh, it's a newer movie. I recently talked about The Bike Riders, and then I believe coming out today is The Exorcism. That review is coming out today, I believe. So those were movies that I saw recently that I talked about. I did recently see as well the new Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, but I'd want to talk about those franchises because I believe they're going to be making some other ones. So I decided that I wanted to put the franchise on hold so I can talk about it as a whole when they do the next couple of movies. Maybe I might drop a review for the original, or maybe the Tim Burton one or something. But as far as this new franchise of films, from Rise up to Kingdom, and then whatever there's going to go on after that, is probably going to be much later. But I decided to put that stuff on hold. I didn't make it an obligation. And what John talks about is watching movies that, that you waiting till streaming and stuff like that. And I agree. Last year I saw 2 movies in theaters. Last year it was Thanksgiving and The Iron Claw. Now I really like The Iron Claw, and I like Thanksgiving, but well, a lot of it was due to ride stuff. I don't have a license, so a lot of that was due to getting to and from the theater, and being able to go see a movie when I get the chance. And now I have some spare time and some money, and then been going to go see them by myself. And I try to go watch a movie or find a movie that I know that I might like. The Exorcism was a bit of a surprise, which we'll talk about. That'll come out later today. But it was a bit of a surprise, watching that movie. But I knew I was probably going to like The Bike Riders, and I knew I was probably going to like the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. And so I made those an obligation. I'm going to go see those movies, but I'm not going to go see the Garfield movie or If, or like any of those. I'm not saying If is a bad movie. I'm just saying there was movies that I wanted to see that I wasn't going to be like, oh, I got to make a video about it because that's what's popular right now. And I believe that a lot of channels, bigger channels, they've been kind of forced into doing that sort of content. It's like, oh, I'm going to watch like 5 good movies, but I'm going to pad it out with 3 or 4 shitty ones that I know everybody's going to hate, and we're going to give the same crappy, oh, this was bad, and this is bad, and this is bad. It's like, we knew that before we even saw the video. And I'm not saying my videos are perfect. I'm not saying I'm the most well-spoken creator on YouTube, and I know I'm not the best production-wise creator. I'm making a phone. I'm literally shooting in a hotel room right now because I'm practically homeless. So, yeah. But I think John spoke volumes to a lot of creators today. And I do miss his concept where he does make videos, he does make flick trips and stuff like that. And I wish he did reviews like that. But I'm glad that he's putting his career and his family, his wife, and his personal life over making content. Because you see a lot of creators, it's like, oh, we're making videos and all this stuff, and they get so involved into their creator lifestyle that their families get divorced, they lose custody of their kids, or they just go freaking nuts. And so I appreciate it now, thinking about it as from like a consumer. I'm like, where's all these videos, man? I like watching John. Where's he making new videos? But now, thinking about it as a creator, as a person who's going through some struggling times right now, I understand that. I'm like, he's putting his life and his career and his family, you know, before his content, and he's, you know, being an adult. It's part of growing up, and I've tried to do that. You know, just kind of get in a rut right now, but hopefully one day I'll be able to get out of that and you know, make some better looking content. Hopefully in these next couple of months I can find somewhere where some people, you know, can get a place to stay and you know, make the content that I want to make it look how I want to look, and do right by all the people who watch these videos. So I really think that, you know, if you're, you know, a creator, especially when you talk about movies and stuff like that, you know, you don't have to talk about everything that comes out. Now, of course, there are channels who talk about, like, oh, we're talking about horror, or we talk about action. It's like, me, I talk about whatever I want to talk about. I don't review a movie that I don't want to talk about, or that I don't think I have anything to say about. And like I said, with making videos, and I've made videos for a while, what I did early on was I scripted a lot of stuff, and it just didn't sound like me. I feel doing videos like this where I don't have a script, I don't have any talking points or whatever, I'm just like, yeah, I like this and I think they should have done this, is, to me, it's like, it's off the cuff, and, you know, it could be edited and it could be, you know, well-rounded, but with it being as raw, I feel like it's, you know, much better than, oh yeah, this da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and the video would be, you know, the video would be 2 minutes long of me talking, because you know, it would just be the same bullshit that you've heard 100 other videos. But I'm not trying to pretend to be some high-end, you know, overly produced people who aren't trying to offend anybody. I probably said some shit that's offended you in this video, and, you know, people who are I like people like Cody Leach, people like Chris Stuckman and John Flickinger, and those types of creators, and what they do, and I think it's important what they do. But a lot of them, especially in most recently, Chris Stuckman, he's been making his movie, put his channel to the back burner, and is focused on that, which is great. But he's also said that he's not going to criticize movies that he doesn't want to talk about, or he's not going to criticize movies that are bad. He's only going to talk about the ones that he likes. Now, if I watch a movie, if I want to watch a movie and I want to decide to talk about it, I want to tell you if it's bad. I'm going to tell you what I really think about it. I'm not going to tell you like it's the worst thing ever. I'm always going to recommend you watch the movie. Watch it. Watch the TV shows. Watch. I talked about The Offer, so I watched that TV show. Now, I didn't know if that was going to be good or not, but it talked about something that I liked, which is The Godfather. I love those movies. So I was like, just watch the show. Watch The Boys. People always, now recently, there's been a controversy with that show and people's opinions on that and how they change certain characters. Watch the show. Watch from season 1 to season 4, which is continuing on right now. I think there's 6 episodes coming up this coming week. And, you know, watch the stuff and really develop your own opinion. Don't listen to what everybody else says. You know, if you like people, a lot of people like that show, what's it called? Breaking Bad. Now there's some people that's like, oh, I don't like Breaking Bad. Why don't you like it? It's like, yeah, not everybody's going to like the same thing. I always encourage you to watch it for yourself. I really like the movie Dark Shadows, and my friend Doc J absolutely hates Dark Shadows. So I like it for different reasons. He hates it for all the right reasons. I like it for all the stupid reasons. But that's what makes us different as film enthusiasts, people who love this stuff and, you know, appreciate when you can watch a good movie. You go to the theater and you're like, that was a good movie. I'm glad I spent money to see this in the theaters. And there's so much stuff now that we have so much excess of content that it makes it, you know, it's like, I'll just wait till it comes out on streaming. It's like, I want to see it in theaters. I'm going to go see it in theaters, but I'm not going to spend, I'll spend, you know, $50 a month going to see movies that I want to see, and not $150 on movies that I couldn't give a fuck to watch. So that's what I think. It's great that John Flickinger is coming back, hopefully to do more live streams, and love to see what he does in the future. Like I said, again, congratulations on getting married. That's awesome. And the gray hairs coming in, I think it suits him perfectly. But yeah, that's what I have to say. Hope you guys like this video, And sorry for my rambling on, but thank you for watching, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.